With many FPL managers thinking about free hitting or wildcarding in game week 18, where only 6 fixtures take place, barring any changes to the Spurs and Villa game, I thought I'd examine the teams and answer your questions. I'll also finish the video by taking a look at my current free hit draft. The first question is, who has the best fixtures in game week 18? Man City, Man United and Arsenal have the best fixtures on paper, with Green, Newcastle and Sheffield United playing each other. Evenly matched Everton and Wolves also face off, while Spurs have an unpredictable trip to inform Aston Villa. However, this fixture currently looks to be in doubt because of Aston Villa's COVID issues. The match could either be postponed or replaced by a previously rearranged fixture in Tottenham versus Fulham. On to the next question, thinking about defenders and goalkeepers for game week 18, which team's defence has improved the most in recent weeks and which have declined? Everton are the most improved defence, having conceded considerably fewer expected goals in the last 6 game weeks than in their previous 6. Aston Villa and Spurs have declined from strong positions, most likely due to tougher fixtures, but as they are playing each other, they wouldn't have been popular defensive picks anyway. However, if Spurs end up playing Fulham this week, then they're definitely worth a consideration. Newcastle and Crystal Palace have also declined heavily and are now teams to target. So which teams have the best chance of keeping a clean sheet in game week 18? I've plotted each team's defensive prowess against their opponent's attacking potential. The best place to be for clean sheet prospects is the bottom left corner, with good defensive stats for the team and poor attacking stats for their opponent. So Man City, Everton, Arsenal, Man United and Newcastle are all teams to consider, with the latter only included because of Sheffield United's poor attacking stats. I'm going to ignore Aston Villa because Spurs, i.e. Son and Kane, have proven that they can outperform their attacking stats consistently. Wolves must also be considered against a lacklustre Everton attack, but they haven't kept a single clean sheet in their last 6. So let's pick some players. Who are the most attacking defenders from these sides? Tierney is the standout pick with 3 returns and the stats to back them up. Saiss is next because of the returns and the number of shots, but I would definitely prefer Cancelo for the clean sheet appeal and variety of stats. Shaw is an interesting option, but like Cancelo, he's failed to return a goal or an assist in the last 6 game weeks. With Telles waiting in the wings, his place in the first 11 isn't the most secure either. Holding surprised me by appearing in this top 5 list. He's had a few shots and a return, but his greatest appeal is in his price. His place seems to be secure in the short term, while David Luiz and Gabriel remain out. Looking at other options, Maguire seems the safest option at United, accompanied by a limited attacking threat. Mina, Keane and Holgate could be options for Everton, but have very different price tags. Stones could be a better option than Diaz at Man City, while Yedlin and Clark are considerations for Newcastle. The next question is, who is the best goalkeeper for game week 18? I would stick to the same shortlist of teams from which to choose your goalkeeper. Darlow at 5 million seems to be the most popular pick, which seems sensible given his save potential and Sheffield United's poor offence. Leno at 4.9 million is a very reasonable consideration too, but I think there are more exciting options from Arsenal to occupy the 3 spots in your team. If Edison is still out with COVID, then Stefan at 4.4 million could be a bargain. Pickford at 4.8 million is the remaining option, and in my opinion, a good one. As we've seen, Everton's defence has improved in recent weeks, and he's as cheap as Holgate. So we've looked at defence, let's now look at the change in these teams' attacking potential. Man United, Tottenham, Man City, and in particular Arsenal have all improved ahead of game week 18. Arsenal's improvement has not only been down to their display at West Bromwich Albion. Their numbers have noticeably improved over the last 4. Everton is the team that has declined the most, which doesn't inspire confidence in their attacking options such as Calvert-Lewin, even though James Rodriguez has returned. Pivotal players Digne and Alain are still missing from the squad. So which teams have the best chance of scoring this game week? Teams furthest towards the top right corner have the best chance of scoring goals, with excellent attacking stats for the team and poor defensive stats for their opponent. Arsenal are up against a Crystal Palace side that have been conceding plenty of chances, so definitely worth considering them. Man United players may also be a good shout considering their excellent offence and Burnley's limited defence. Man City have the best attacking stats in the league, even though they're playing a Brighton side with better defensive stats than Burnley and Crystal Palace. I fully expect them to do well. Brighton have consistently underperformed defensively this season, only managing clean sheets against Newcastle, Burnley and Fulham. Tottenham have proven to consistently overperform their attacking stats, with the dominant attacking partnership of Son and Kane being supremely clinical. Barring any fixture postponement, they're likely to be popular picks, even though Villa have been pretty strong defensively. If the fixture goes ahead, Aston Villa are an interesting proposition for game week 18. We don't know who's tested negative for COVID and therefore available for the match, which is enough to put off the prudent FPL manager. On top of this, Spurs is a tough fixture with the perception of their defensive solidity. However, if you want to gamble on the key players playing, El Ghazi, Grealish and Watkins are all posting great numbers, featuring in the top 5 attacking players. Next question, who are the must-have attacking players for game week 18? Removing the Aston Villa boys, the top 5 list looks like this. Fernandes will be a popular pick, free hit or otherwise. De Bruyne's ownership will increase because of his haul against Chelsea and 2 fixtures in game week 19. Martial is flying under the radar somewhat, with 6 attacking returns in his last 6 games, backed up by some excellent stats. We know about Kane and Son's clinical finishing. We should definitely consider both if they end up having a fixture. And Lacazette has emerged at just the right time with 4 attacking returns and 6 big chances. So let's compare those last 4 guys to alternatives in their teams. De Bruyne or Sterling? De Bruyne clearly demonstrates better numbers related to chances, but the conversion from himself and his teammates, mainly assist related, has been poor. At just 5% ownership, Sterling is strong for shots in the box and has better goal and assist conversion. However, Pep Guardiola has stated recently that Sterling is not fully fit and could be a doubt for the match. Next we move on to Rashford or Martial. Rashford has been impressing too with his underlying numbers. He has a better goals per 90 figure than Martial, but the French international exceeds Rashford in the other departments, especially assist potential. Next up we have Kane or Son. They're both very similar for clear-cut opportunities, but Kane shoots and creates a lot more smaller opportunities, which increases his expected goal involvement. Their level of returns is very similar, with Son's goal conversion inflated because of fewer small chances. News just in while recording, Spurs are now hosting Fulham instead of travelling to Aston Villa in game week 18, so I will be going with both Kane and Son. Next comparison, Aubameyang or Lacazette. Aubameyang from last season would have been a no-brainer, but this season Lacazette is trumping him in all key statistics. At just 8.2 million, Lacazette could be a bargain this game week. So with all of these premiums to accommodate, which cheaper players are best? Saka is another Arsenal player to consider, topping the list of under 8 million options. 4 attacking returns in his last 6 with a decent spread of stats is excellent value for 5.2 million. Gundogan could be an excellent third Man City option. He started the last 4 and has 3 goals in that time. He looks to be assured of a start against Brighton, playing in the double pivot alongside Rodri. Out of the 2, he's the one who likes to get forward into the box. Calvert-Lewin is without a goal in his last 5 matches and his stats have taken a tumble. It's difficult to justify spending close to 8 million on him when there are cheaper alternatives with similar/better numbers. News just in while recording, Calvert-Lewin has suffered a hamstring injury and won't be available to play. In theory, Callum Wilson should be a contender for our free hit sides with an excellent fixture against dismal Sheffield United. However, he hasn't exactly been prolific recently, so it will be a judgment call of form versus fixture. Zaha's numbers have also suffered recently. With his positional move to a forward, his big chances are usually high, but in the last 6 he's only had 1. He's up against an improving Arsenal side in game week 18, but we do know his quality. The next question is Saka or Smith Rowe. At 4.4 million, Smith Rowe has emerged as an even cheaper alternative to Saka in game week 18. He started the last 3 Premier League matches for Arteta, earning himself 3 assists in that time. He also came on in the FA Cup in about the 60-minute mark and scored the second goal. I think he's one of the main reasons for Arsenal's run of form, and Arteta will want to keep that going. So I think Smith Rowe starts against Palace. However, Saka is better in most stats sections, so I would go for him if you're not strapped for cash. Who's the best captain for game week 18? Bruno Fernandes is probably the best pick, only blanking once away from home since he came to the Premier League. With 7 attacking returns in his last 6 and the highest XGI, he's hard to look past. De Bruyne's potential will be dependent on whether you think Man City are about to start roaring again. He was key in their win against Chelsea in the league and Man United in the Cup, and that confidence boost could spur the team on when they host Brighton. Lacazette could be an intriguing differential but legitimate captaincy option. As we've seen, he's been displaying some excellent underlying numbers, returning 4 times in his last 3 Premier League games. He's playing a poor Crystal Palace defence, and I'm hoping his form is enough to earn him a starting spot. Now that we know that Son and Kane are playing Fulham in game week 18, both of them become captaincy contenders. Fulham are by no means the best defence, and we know how much Son and Kane outperform their attacking stats. Even though they're consistent returners, I'm not quite sure they're as explosive as other assets here, such as Bruno Fernandes or Kevin De Bruyne. Finally, let's have a look at my current free hit draft. I've opted for triple Arsenal, triple City and triple Spurs with a couple of Man United players. For me, it's a really exciting draft with 4 of the traditional Big 6 teams against lower quality opposition. The only team that plays away is Man United, and they have an exceptional away record. The choices that unlocked this combination were Smith Rowe over Saka and Martial over Rashford, both cheaper alternatives. The compromise I've had to make, however, is the security of starts. I think both of these players will start their respective matches, but there is an element of doubt. Smith Rowe came on as a sub in the Cup and played around the 60 minutes, but the advantage that Arsenal have is that they're playing on Thursday, with their Cup match being on Saturday, so I think that gives young Smith Rowe enough time to recover for a starting position against Palace. My concern over Martial is the return of Cavani from a 3-match ban, but I don't think that he comes straight back into the side. The only time in the last 5 matches that Cavani started instead of Martial was against Wolves in game week 16. I'm hoping that this was just a tactical shift in personnel and that Martial remains first choice for Burnley. Thanks for watching, guys. If you've made it this far, please make sure to give the video a thumbs up. It helps other FPL managers see this content. Remember to subscribe, and I will see you next time.